Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Dorian. Good afternoon. Happy National Signing Day. You tweeted out earlier today UCLA is a special place, and you finished off with excited for the future to get here. What specifically are you excited about?
Just the recruiting class and the guys coming in. I think we have a special class coming in with this next group coming up. Just excited to get those guys here and get those guys a part of the culture and stuff like that. So
Nice. You had a tough loss this weekend. What are you taking from that and taking into the Stanford game?
yeah, I mean, for the most part on offense, I feel like we controlled the game. Really being in sync and in rhythm as a group. So really just building upon that, the things we did well, which we went over in film, and obviously the things that we did poorly. I want to continue to build on those things and take away the poorly things and fix those and correct those, which I think we did a good job of this week. And like I said, we always want to build and keep getting better each week. So that's what we're working towards right now.
Ben.
Have you thought much about your future? I mean, obviously you have a decision to make here coming up. Have you thought about whether this could be your last game here at UCLA, last game at the Rose Bowl?
No, I haven't thought about that. Obviously I haven't had time to really see my family as much. So I want them to be a part of this decision and hear what they have to say, as well as some other people that I look up to, some mentors and stuff that I really look up to. I want to hear what they have to say too as well. So
What will kind of go into that decision?
There's a bunch of things to give you all those up right off the top of my head. I really couldn't do right now. So, I think there's a bunch of things that have to go into effect for me to make a decision.
Okay, you guys have clearly played well this season. How much would it mean to win this game? I'm not sure where a bowl game stands, but just to finish on a strong note against a good Stanford team, what would that mean for you and for the program?
Yeah, I mean, we have a handful of seniors, just to send them out the right way, as well as just, you always want to end on a good note going into next year. I know it's just kind of, a weird year. People call it a throwaway year or whatever. But just to go off into next year on the right note is just something really positive and something we want to do. So.
Joe.
Dorian, has this year been stranger or even wilder than maybe you could have even imagined in August or September?
Yeah. I think 2020 as a whole, not even regarding football, just the year as a whole in life has really just been all over the place. It's been a roller coaster over a year. I think that the lows have been far greater than the highs this year. So, everybody I think is excited to get to 2021 and then get this year behind us and stuff like that. So.
You guys had a really strong performance against Stanford last year and kind of went on a little run during and after that game. Just what differences have you seen from their team maybe this year compared to last year?
Yeah, I know a couple guys on those teams are on that team, and they were freshmen last year and now they're sophomores. So it's just kind of a growing process. And them maturing as a group as a whole. They got a lot of great football players, a lot of intelligent football players. They play really sound football, and I expect them to do the same this year as they do every year. So they coach really well. I'm excited to get out there and play them. So.
And then what do you think's been the biggest improvement or where you've made the most progress in your game this year?
I'd say consistency, and then obviously cutting down the turnovers. That's still one thing, part of my game. I got to still cut down. We always strive to be perfect, but mistakes happen in football, right? So, just continue to be consistent and really trusting the process and making the right reads and everything. So.
Hi, Dorian. You mentioned culture and the culture of the team. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, coming from high school, I came from a winning environment, a winning culture. And so, when I think of a culture, I think of a standard. I think we're setting a very, very high standard here, and not just in terms of, how you practice, how you play, it's how you carry yourself. So I think some of the transfers that we've gotten, some of the guys that have been here for a while, all those guys together really set a high standard this year. You can see it on the field too, and being able to set that as a culture it's something that I think we're really proud of coming out of this year with. So.
Do you feel that you guys have made a building block towards the future of this program based on that culture, and that's
Yes.
something, is it taking root, the culture?
Yes, for sure. And you know, coming into my freshman year, Coach Kelly had talked about it's a player-led team and not a coach-fed team, and so everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that mean? And now you can kind of see that coming to fruition, and kind of see that going into effect now. Guys really taking a role and not forcing it or anything. Everything's very organic and natural now, of leaders really stepping up and players really taking accountability this year. So.
And it was a tough loss, as somebody already said, real tough. And how's the team bouncing back in a mentality way?
Yeah, we know it was a tough loss, but at the end of the day, you can't let that carry over into next week. It's either you're gonna let that affect you and get blown out or whatever it may be, take another loss, or you can treat that as a positive and go and get another win and end on the right note. So I think we're taking a positive route and really working hard this week. Today was our last, I guess, hard practice of the week. So I'd say we finished on a positive note today, and I can't wait to get on the field on Saturday and go get a win. So
let's go back to Ben.
Dorian, you've sacrificed a lot this year. The whole team has. You had to sit in a room for 2 weeks. You guys have had a lot of emotional ups and downs. Didn't know whether games were going to be played. Has this whole experience been worth it to you, do you think?
Definitely. You can never take football for granted. At some point in everybody's careers, we're all going to end and have to choose another route anyway. So, you want to take advantage of every opportunity you get. So I think, you can never take something for granted. And I don't think anybody took this year for granted. We could have not been playing at all. So
Did it kind of maybe not rekindle, but make you appreciate football in a way you hadn't?
Most definitely. Just from I think it was March 13th when they let us go back home. From then all the way until now, I mean, just the highs and lows of this season and what it's brought to us, I think it's really brought a real appreciation, not only to the players, but the coaches, the trainers. It makes you really see how much you miss people and miss the game and just miss being out there with everybody on the field. So I think everybody has got a greater appreciation and greater gratitude for everything. So.
All right, just a couple more. Let's go back to Mike.
Hey, Dorian, some of the guys that don't get as much attention, the offensive line, you just talk about what Coach Fry has done, especially when in regards to blocking and pass protection, run protection. And secondly, did you see the highlight of Alec Anderson laying out the Trojan defender? And what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, sir. I think that's probably the most improved group on this team. The amount of hard work, continuity, and really coming together as a group. You got a grad transfer coming in. You don't know what really he's about. He comes in and works his tail off and really molds in with the group right away. And everybody as a whole, I'm super, super proud of those guys. Every chance I get, I'm over there celebrating with them and getting fired up with those guys. So, I can't thank those guys enough and all the stuff that they do because, like you said, they don't get looked at as enough. So we're really proud of those guys and everything that they've done. And obviously, Alec did a phenomenal job on that play. He was the kick-out block for, I think it was Britain on that play, and he did his role. And, it was a big highlight and everything, and I was very proud of him too. So.
All right, let's finish up with Joe.
Dorian, Coach Kelly's talked a lot during the past 3 seasons about the process and looking very micro and stacking up good days and everything. How hard was it to kind of adopt that message or mentality at the beginning? And has that philosophy taken on even more this season, just knowing that one day you guys could be practicing and the next day your season and games could be all wiped out?
Yeah, I think that's the best, I wouldn't say the best, the most bought in thing that the team has really bitten into was the process and taking it day by day. You know, with this, especially with this year, you could, like you said, you could be practicing one day and you get to the game and you're not playing. So really just staying in tune to what you have and what you have to do on that specific day or that specific week or whatever it may be. It's something I think the team has really bought into. So, yeah.
It guys bought into that maybe in previous seasons, or maybe more so than this year because of the uncertainty. It really was all about you guys and not about everybody else.
Yeah, I think this year, again, really brought in a level of appreciation as well as, you know, a level of clarity and understanding to what coach has been preaching this whole time. You know, it's kind of hard to see everything when you have such a vast majority of things to do without COVID and everything. So it's kind of hard to, you know, hear a message and really understand it. But with 2020, I think it's brought a level of understanding and a level of clarity to everybody to what he's trying to say and what he's trying to preach. And I think that's why everybody's bought in. So
Have any of you guys told him now we get it when he says that?
I don't think literally, but, you know, figuratively, I think everybody's kind of bought into it. So
Okay, thanks.
no problem.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for your time, Dorian.
All right, appreciate it. God bless.